got a part in a movie in 1986. I called it They Couldn't. I said, right, that ain't funny. So to me, it was.
So 2018 was when I finally got a real quote. And that is the last time that I haven't gotten a raise since then. And each and every project that I had to fight for that.
You still have to fight.
I have to fight for that.
Like, let's send your son to Iraq. That's difficult. It's just a movie. It's like, relax. I don't play that precious nonsense. Oh, we're moving over. Get out of here. You know, your son got shot in the face. That's difficult.
Years in the game, and I hear the same thing, and I see what you do for another production, and when it's time for us to go to bed, you don't have any money.
About this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell.
Rumors claim Denzel Washington leaked a scandalous video shaking Oprah's empire. Why now? Can this end Oprah's reign? Stay tuned for the full tea on this shocking revelation.
Acting like, oh, I didn't know. Oh, gee golly, right? And also, you want to bring in what is it, Marlon? The Wayfair? What's that called?
Oh yeah. So, okay. So I'm gonna say it again. There are things I can't tell you here. All right. I can mention certain things, but I will not go into them.
How about just mention?
Okay. For those of you who don't know Wayfair, if you haven't been familiar with Wayfair, Wayfair was just like Wish and Amazon. You used to go on there and purchase. The problem was that Wayfair was also involved in selling people, children, people. And if you went to, and they would put them under certain titles of furniture names. Now, you would see like a table with a name, a type of table,
for $100,000.
and it would be for $100,000.
It's crazy.
And people would go and purchase this table. You wouldn't get a table. You'd be purchasing a person.
Sick.
Oprah was involved in all of that. You want to know how she made her money? Just understand that's part of it.
Yeah, don't think that she.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you knew, you have the influence to shut things down. You have government influence because she knew Obama, right? She and Obama were pretty damn tight.
Oh yeah, he gave her a
okay.
reward. He gave her
All
a
right,
reward.
so they know each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
She knew all this while he was a president for 8 years, right? You were telling me you're aware. You don't have the wherewithal to say, yo, I have some news that you could deal with some pretty bad things in America and get rid of this problem. Didn't do that. Now, what I want you to all understand that 40% of the people being trafficked were of African American type. Okay, so even if you were, like she said that old white people need to die, if you're that kind of mindset where you really don't like white people but you use their money, wouldn't you at least do something to try and stop the trafficking of your own people? But that wasn't done either. So, and that's all I'm going to say about that until my channel.
Okay, let me cut in for a minute. So listen, Marine, this is crazy that you said this, and I'm telling you 100% for a fact this is the truth. So you said anyone with half a brain has to ask why was America so fascinated with Oprah? She wasn't pretty. She wasn't especially smart. Okay, listen to me. This is crazy that you see, Marine. We friends. See that? Did she call in yesterday?
Yeah, that's mama. That's mama.
Okay. Listen, Marine. I'm sorry. We friends. I don't want to argue with you. But really, what you're saying is so crazy. I was just talking to my wife about it earlier. I told my wife, I said, you know what's crazy? When I was younger, you know, when Oprah was really jumping off, right? I used to look at her and I used to say, how the hell did she blow up like that? Okay, because I'm watching her and, you know, she put on a good show. She put on a good, interesting, intriguing show. But hell, anybody can do that. I mean, not anybody, but most people. Hell, me and Marlon can do that right now. You know what I'm saying? That's not a big deal. And I'm looking at her, and I'm not, trying to be disrespectful, but she's not cute at all. I'm not saying I'm cute, but she's not cute. So then I'm like, okay, and you're overweight. All right. How the hell did you get so much fascination from America? Now we know why. I've always wondered that. I had to throw that in there because I've always wondered that, and now I can see what's going on. But what's dangerous about this is that these kind of people carry spirits. They carry spirits, and when you deal with these people, those spirits will jump in you and have you doing the same old mess, and you won't even realize what you got going on. So that's what's dangerous about dealing with people like her. Now,
mind you, there is a cult way that she handles.
Let's dive into the buzz about this leaked video causing a storm. Rumors suggest it shows Oprah in a compromising situation serious enough to damage her legacy. Speculation swirl, but no one's seen the full footage yet.
I want you to understand how many women she affected by doing what she did.
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
And then you have people like Rose McGowan. I want you to. Okay, so I'm gonna read this. Okay. I won't bring it up, but I'll read it. When she was asked about Harvey Weinstein, she said, "Of course I didn't know this was going on. Of course I didn't know." Now, if you know anything about people who are guilty, they have a certain set of root words that they will use to try and convince you that what they're saying is truth. They have a very specific way of saying things. This, of course, I didn't know any of it was going on. I think where this movement will eventually lead us is to not accepting any kind of behavior that disparages you as a human being. Mind you, this is about women.
Right.
This is the response when confronted with something that Harvey Weinstein was doing. 90 different women. Understand this. A man who was your friend, 90 women, 90 women, accused him. You get confronted about what you knew, and your response is, of course I didn't know any of this was going on. I think where this movement will eventually lead us is not accepting any kind of behavior that disparages you as a human being. Why am I willing to put up with an a-hole? Not only am I going to take your not take your sexual harassment, I'm not going to take any of your BS, period. That's your response to a man being accused of 90 different ways of harassment and what?
Disgusting. Barney, excuse me for a minute. I'm just if I look like I'm lost, I'm trying to make sure I'm not on that YouTube no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no problem.
So, give me a second.
That's part of what I was going. Like her pushing to have Dave do certain things and wondering why he wouldn't do certain things, and upset with him because he wouldn't do certain things, i.e., dress in a dress. You will see some things happen over time like that on her show. That will tell you exactly how she viewed it and what she did. It'll be an obvious thing. It'll be a very obvious thing. Even Dave was saying, yeah, I wasn't down with that. You see them trying to emasculate black men in America? And she's like, well, I don't know if that's what they really do. She was involved, always has been involved. She is still involved. Yet there are pictures with Harvey and her, and that's part of the thing, that Ruth McGowan is one of the main people that was harmed by this. And when somebody now this is part of the whole I blame the victim thing, right? So you're telling me that a lady's telling you, I know firsthand this man did this. And she said, I told Oprah, and I know Oprah was part of it. She is aware of it, didn't do anything. Your response is, I didn't know.
I didn't know. It would seem like you would have went, you know what I'm saying? And let's take away from the thing, but she should have went to the government at least. She should have went and told and reported this stuff. So Sabrina, a lady by the name of Sabrina Bittencourt, She did a report on it, and all of a sudden, she committed suicide. You know, all these people commit suicide after they do reports on this stuff, and we just accept that. We just let it go. You know, like a lot of people that's dealing with the Clintons, they had committed suicide. They say.
He just happened to fall on a gun that was loaded and possibly
and then kaboom
from behind. Yeah.
So just understand too that it's crazy. Oprah. It was something else that you had mentioned to me, Marlon.
Well, one thing I did. Go ahead.
No, I wanted to tie the connection from. I wish I'd have put a map up. If you can see the connection from the school and the camp, the farm that this guy that John had, it's across the water. But if you just look at the location, so if you got time, go back and look at the location. Google it, the distance from the school and the farm, and it seemed like an easy transition. So what made Oprah, which is a double-edged sword, what made her be so hard on empowering women, which leads it into a whole new thing. She put all this power into women, women, girls. And the thing that I come up with Oprah is that Oprah was molested when she was younger, and bless her heart, I'm not teasing her about that or making a mockery out of it, because that's a terrible thing, and I would dread for anything like that to happen to any of mine. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's funny, I don't think it's a joke, and I'm not trying to say that it's a like aha, that's what she get. But what I am trying to tie in is this woman is hurt. Same way with what's his name, the gay dude, the dude we talked about already, the actor.
You mean Tyler Perry? Yeah.
Tyler Perry. See, the problem with these people is that they hurt and they have not turned to God. See, when you don't turn to God and you got this pain in you turn around and you inflict that pain on people. And that's what they do. Oprah's doing the same thing. She was molested when she was younger, so allegedly by a family member, and she ended up getting pregnant, and I think she lost the baby or had to abort the baby, whatever. I forgot what it was, but the bottom line is she went through some things, and so now she's taken it upon herself to put other kids through those things with no conscience. And then on top of that, I get to do these things and get paid to do it. Oh, count me in. And that's exactly what she's doing. So you got to be careful when you're dealing with hurt people that has not turned to God. If I find out you hurt and you have not turned to God, I got to be super careful with you, because you never know how that person is going to act out. And this is what she's doing. She put herself in position. How she got in that position exactly down to a T, I don't know, but it's really odd that she blew up like that. And she just like, come on now, look at her.
I do know how she blew up that way, but like I said, that particular part of things you can't touch here. I'm just saying, I know exactly how she got.
How did she meet these people? And yeah.
Oh, well, okay, that I can talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know how many people know about the Bohemian Grove Society. And people will tell me, oh, that's conspiracy. No, there was video footage of it. So if you don't want to believe it, then say that you're ignorant and you don't want to believe it. That's fine. You can call yourself ignorant, and we will accept that you're ignorant, and we'll move on. But it's happening, and it's real. Now, people might talk about she didn't get into this via the Illuminati. That was a whole different thing. How she got into this was just like how every other rap star gets their popularity. You have to perform a certain thing. You have to give up a certain thing, namely your soul, and you get a certain thing in return. Now, I want you to check the progression here, okay? No name Oprah. She can't really act. I want people to understand that she is not a good actor. Not a good actress. She is putrid when it comes to the camera. She got a role in The Color Purple because she could cry. Okay?
How did Denzel obtain this footage? Some say he's had it for years, while others believe it surfaced recently. Whatever the case, this leak could severely damage Oprah's reputation, leading to lawsuits, lost deals, or even charges. Sources say Oprah is panicking, but damage control might already be too late.
Credit and credence to a person who's mocking women. Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever. You got a gay man who has a lust for fame, fortune, and what does he do? If it's being gay is not working out for you, you become trans and you try to make a lot of money, which is what Dylan Mulvaney has done. Dylan Mulvaney is not an example of women. He's not even trying to be a woman. He walks around with a 5 o'clock shadow and dresses up in women's clothes and mocks women.
Facts.
He's berating
Facts.
women. I have never in my life seen a woman act like Dylan Mulvaney. Not one person on this panel can show me a woman that's as flamboyant and radical and twitching and twisting and acting like Dylan
Are you
Mulvaney.
insane? Did you watch the Barbie movie? What are you talking about? What, and who are you to talk about who a woman is? You're a man. This is absolute nonsense.
Who are you to talk about?
I'm not telling anyone who a woman is, but I'm certainly not telling someone who isn't a woman.
I've never seen a woman.
Do you think
act like
Dylan
that.
Mulvaney? You cannot compel people to use
I'm
the
not compelling
language
people,
you
but I
want them
want
to
people
use.
to be kind.
I am kind.
You're just
I'm
calling,
lovely.
You're calling her
kind.
mentally unwell.
He is mentally unwell.
That's not
How-
nice. That's
how-
very
excuse
unkind.
me, I'm
Everyone
sorry.
on this panel so
If
far has had zero
if you
empathy
saw
for
someone-
any of the people we're
if you saw
discussing.
someone-
You've had no
I have
empathy.
I have
You
more
don't
empathy
want
for
to hear other
Riley
people's
than
opinions.
Riley has
You
for
don't want to
literally
hear
anyone
other
else.
people's opinions.
Yeah, Brandon, coming to you.
Everyone
Where's-
has an opinion. You may not like the opinion, which is
But
fine.
where's
I
the
don't
love?
agree with you.
Where's
It
the love?
doesn't matter.
It's not lying.
That's your. You think love is lying to people and deceiving people. I think love is telling people the truth and being consistent across the board. Dylan Mulvaney is crazy.
Where's the dignity?
Now let me tell you.
Where's
Let me
the
tell you this.
respect?
Let me tell you this.
Where's the
Let's
respect?
put this in perspective.
Where's the respect?
Because I think people get caught up in the gender role thing. Just imagine if a person was white and decided to identify as black and did all of these crazy things that
This
they
argument
thought
has been had so many times.
stereotypically. Listen, that they did stereotypically what black people would do. We would be outraged.
We would.
It would be a sham.
I agree.
We would not accept it. And so we shouldn't do that. What Dylan Mulvaney is doing is wearing women face. The person is not a woman. He's not trying to be a woman. He's impersonating.
Honestly,
negative
like I can't
perceptions of a
use
woman.
this.
Why would Denzel Washington do this to Oprah? Rumors suggest there's more to the story than meets the eye. Though they've known each other for years, Hollywood smiles often mask deeper drama. Speculation swirls about his motives, timing, and hidden tensions.
A lot of this is to do with sport and how you feel it's unfair because you're up against people with
It is unfair.
a bigger body, right? So do you think
With
it's
men.
unfair that someone who's taller than you or has more strength than you can be in the same team? Is that the argument we're
A
making here? Is
man.
that what's unfair?
I think it's
right?
to do with the criminal.
All right, let's move on. I want to discuss a couple of other things before we finish. One is Oprah Winfrey. We may even get some agreement on this. We might do. Oprah Winfrey's fought back tears because she was basically caught taking these weight loss drugs, Ozempic, I think. She said it stopped her blaming herself for being unable to control her body shape with willpower. Of course, she was the front woman for Weight Watchers and had to give that up. But when she was caught not actually doing anything the Weight Watchers tells her to do, but basically taking a tablet to lose weight. I want to play the clip of Oprah talking about this.
I took on the shame that the world gave to me. For 25 years, making fun of my weight was national sport. And then I read the headline that Mr. Blackwell, the tastemaker of the time, called me bumpy, lumpy, and downright dumpy. Because when I tell you how many times I have blamed myself, because you think I'm smart enough to figure this out, and then to hear all along it's you fighting your brain.
I'm afraid I like Oprah, known her a bit over the years, but she was caught basically defrauding the world, right? Because she was a spokeswoman for Weight Watchers, and yet quietly and secretly, and denied it actually, she was taking one of these weight loss drugs. We think it may have been Ozempic or something similar if it wasn't, but she was just caught. Brandon, I mean, to me, it was the deceit and the hypocrisy. And I think it's been pretty damaging to Oprah, this. And no amount of her tears, pretty crocodile tears, I think, no amount of that is going to change my view that on this one, she really pulled a fast one on the public. And in particular, all those women that looked up to her and were following what they thought she represented, Weight Watchers, and their guide to how you lose weight, when in fact she was popping these pills secretly behind everyone's back.
This is what they do. You know, she only cried when she got caught. She didn't cry when she was taking those Ozempic pills or whatever the case may be. And then they try to change language. She says she can't change her body shape. Yeah, nobody can change your body shape, but you can change your body weight. depending on what you eat. Are you in a caloric deficit or not? Are you working out or not? But she was saying she was working out, giving these young women false hope, and she did it to them. She should be ashamed of herself. But instead of taking responsibility, which I would have said, fine, you took responsibility. We know people cheat, people do stuff. She made it about her and became the victim. Lady, nobody's putting pressure on you about your weight. That only comes from within. I don't care how much I weigh. And if I don't care how much I weigh, that's on me. That didn't have nothing to do with society. So she should be ashamed of herself. But this is what celebrities do.
Speculation suggests a feud between Denzel and Oprah, common in Hollywood where secrets abound. Some believe Oprah slighted Denzel, sparking tension. Others think Denzel leaked the video for someone else. Whatever the reason, this will irreparably change their relationship, despite any public attempts to maintain appearances. Behind the scenes, chaos looms.
Well, famously, he's married to a director who is 24 years older than him. He took her name when they got married. He's a kale eater. I mean, all of this is ringing alarm bells to me, I must say. He says, I'm being a feminist. I'm happy to say I'm a feminist. Being a feminist is just believing in equal rights. Man, woman, gay, straight, black, white, we're all in it together. So we got a kale-eating guy with curly hair who took his wife's name. Brando, I don't know about you, but I'm just not sure I can have a kale-eating James Bond.
Many of the Dutch eat kale, actually. It's quite popular
gender
in the
roles
Netherlands.
so heavily. What's wrong with someone eating kale?
Well, because it suggests they may have vegan tendencies.
What's wrong with that?
Can't have a
make
vegan.
the
Protest,
that's
what's wrong with that.
They mean they're soft.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. They mean they're soft.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, I believe in a man's man. I don't really like these feminine guys who go out.
Kale is
They
fiber.
don't seem to be.
God.
They
Men
don't seem
too
to be
need fiber.
historic in any way. They don't seem. I know it's okay to eat fiber. I'm just saying the insinuation that the guy got curly hair, he looked like a softie,
Yeah.
and he's trying to play James Bond. There ain't no real man. Listen, even the gentleman on here that calls himself gay, there is no situation
So
that you
what
will find
calls
yourself in.
himself gay? What is wrong with you?
I mean,
I have sympathy for the people in the comments right now. They're like, what is going on? Why is this guy?
You know, we don't even know
I
actually.
don't know.
Brandon, to be fair, we don't actually know whether this guy is going to be James Bond. One thing we can say with absolute cast iron certainty is that Barbara Broccoli will not be appointing James Barr as the next 007.
Maybe she should.
Because there is a limit to what kind of man's man we want as 007.
Their personal and professional lives may face major fallout. Hollywood doesn't forgive easily, and Denzel's move could backfire. When they inevitably meet at a glitzy event, the tension will be palpable. While the full story remains unclear, this feud is far from over. Stay tuned for more revelations.